Bills on June 11th is the approval of the hearing minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I know there's a revision of the minutes for March 26th. Kevin, can you just tell us what the addition is to the minutes?
Certainly. The BOA appeal number was 865900 for the address of 79 Jamaica Street. It was inadvertently left blank on the first version that was approved, so we've just entered a description of the discussion in the vote.
Thank you. Okay, the extensions?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sorry for being late. Calling the first case for extension, calling BOA 640-296, 1419 to 1435 Blue Hill Avenue. Name and address for the record, please.
Morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Derek Small, business address of 51 Dobson Road, Braintree, Mass. Madam Chair, we're here today seeking an extension of the board's decision as addressed. The approval was to change the legal occupancy of the building to include offices and storage.
Is this the one at the corner of
It's the old
Walk
health
Hill?
center.
Pardon?
It's up north, the old Madigan Health Center.
It's at the Mattapan, and why is there a request for a deferral or extension?
Because of some financial issues with the tenant, potential tenant, we have to defer.
Okay.
Madam Chair, make a motion for a one-year extension.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Calling the next extension, calling BOA 679-718, 115 Woodrow Avenue. Name and address for the record, please.
Morning, Madam Chair, members of the board again, Attorney Derek Small. This is address of 51 Dobson Road, Braintree, Mass. 02184. Madam Chair, we're here seeking extension of the board's decision for this address. The decision was to erect a two-family dwelling on a vacant lot, and because the owner had switched lenders, there was a lag time with regard to the financing.
And so this is still a valid application?
That is correct.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
to extend.
Second.
Well,
1
this
year.
is 1 year, yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Calling the last case for extension, calling BOA 632-600, 23 Richfield Street. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Derek Small, this is address of 51 Dobson Road, Braintree, Mass. 02184. Again, we're here seeking a one-year extension of the board's decision for this address. The decision was to erect a three-family dwelling on a vacant lot. Again, there was some issues with financing and changing of lenders.
Is it the same applicant as Woodrow Ave?
No, it's not.
Okay. And the permit is still, the relief is still valid? Okay. May I have a motion, please?
Motion for a one-year extension.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Calling board final arbiter, calling case BOA 931-125, 1854 Dorchester Avenue. Name and address for the record, please.
Patrick Mahoney with the business address of 160 Federal Street. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. We're here today at Board's Final Arbiter to perfect the record. This was a case that came before us, I think 2 hearings ago. And it was advertised, although it was advertised correctly in that it addressed insufficient parking, there was a typographical error in the subsection of the article that was cited. It's been amended in the refusal letter, and the purpose of this hearing today is just to...
So tell us what the old citation was and the correct citation.
The old citation was Article 65-42, insufficient parking. The corrected citation is Article 65-41, insufficient parking.
Thank you. May I have a motion, please?
Motion approved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set.
Calling the next board final arbiter, BOA 727-018, 331A to 333 Newbury Street. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Michael Ross from Prince Hotel, One International Place. I'm here with my client, Jeffrey Reilinger. We're here to clarify a proviso. On December 15, 2017, your board approved the property for a conditional use permit with a proviso that said the treatment center to offer area garage lot parking for at least 10 cars. On March 27th, our plans examiner, Louis Santana, asked that the Board of Arbiter approve our parking arrangement, given its uniqueness and given the use. What I have here, I'm sorry.
Counselor, I saw your letter yesterday, which stated that this would be a one-year commitment of parking,
No,
and then to be renewed annually subsequent?
yes, the contract itself requires us to renew it annually. The proviso requires us to have it in operation all the time. Unless such time as I'm back here in front of this board to remove that proviso, we are required to have that in place. But of course, we will have to have a contract with Pilgrim Parking for auditorium garage, which is, I think, the closest garage. It's less than 600 feet from the property. We have a commitment for 10 parking spaces. The last page of this packet has the letter of intent, which you can look at. And if acceptable, we will go forward and execute this contract.
So this is a commitment that the Compassionate Organics will continue as long as the operation is in business to provide those 10 parking spots.
That's correct.
And it may or may not be at auditorium.
That's right. In the language of the decision, which is in the packet, as well as the transcript at the hearing. And Madam Chair, I think one of the reasons why you may not, is actually that on that day.
I did not sit that
You
day.
did not sit that
I
day,
know
yeah,
that, yes.
And Mark Ehrlich sat.
Yes.
Instead. But I did print out the language of the conversation that occurred at the time. It was very brief.
Because, you know, the thing is, this is a conditional use, and we just need to be reassured that as long as the business is in operation, that in fact that parking is being provided and that there's no lapse. And that's all I need certainty on, is that's gonna happen.
We agree with that.
Okay. Okay, so may I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Calling the next case to G-Card, calling BOA 950-825, 171 West Brookline Street. This was a gut renovation of an existing single-family dwelling, work to include new MEPs, including a new fire alarm, fire protection, and complete restoration of the front and rear facade. The violation is Article 32, Section 32-4. This is in the G-Card. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Sean Carlin. I'm with Holland Construction, 519 Albany Street, Boston. Here seeking relief regarding that Article 32 compliance. We have approval from Boston Water and Sewer that our proposed groundwater recharge system meets the requirements set forth.
We have the letter, Madam Chair.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Christian Simonelli, Boston Groundwater Trust, and we also have the BOC approval letter.
May I have a motion,
Motion
please?
for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Now I'm going to call the 930s. Are there any deferrals or withdrawals for 930? Counselor, address?
Yes, 185 London Street.
Calling BOA 945-356-185 London Street. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Derek Small. This is addressed at 51 Dobson Road, Braintree, Mass. We're here today seeking a deferral of this matter at the request of the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We have one more community group that we need to meet with.
You have one more community meeting?
Yep,
And
Madam
what's outstanding on the the issues with the community?
We've had an abutters meeting, and then late in the game, the Maverick Central Neighborhood Association didn't put us on their May or June agenda, so we have to go back and meet with them. There's a mix-up in the scheduling.
A motion for deferral. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And what's the date?
We have a date of August 13th.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Are there any other deferrals or withdrawals for 9:30? Hearing none, I'll call the first case. Calling BOA 947-380, 324 to 330 Bunker Hill Street. This is to construct a 9-unit residential building with below-grade parking. The violations, Article 9, Section 2, non-conforming use change, commercial parking. Article 62, Section 30, this is corner lot traffic visibility. Article 62, Section 7, use of regulations and conditional. And Article 62, Section 29, the design, the space size, and the maneuvering. Name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Sheila Grant, 92 High Street, CA, Medford, and the property owner is next to me, Charles Dolan. The current use of the property is a commercial parking lot. My client is proposing a 9-unit condo building, and it will contain all requisite parking underneath the building. The units are consisting of 3 to 4 bedrooms, roughly 1,600 square feet.
I'm sorry. How many bedroom, what's the breakdown on the bedrooms?
There's 3 bedrooms and 3 to 4 bedrooms.
And 3 full beds?
And they're roughly 1,600 square feet to 1,900 square feet. My client's participated in the community process by having an abutters meeting. He has also met with the neighborhood council.
So can you, please, you have 3 violations. Can you address those violations, please? Tell us what's required by zoning and what you are providing.
Sure, the non-conforming as it sits right now, we're asking for another non-conforming use. Right now, it's a 3-family zone, so our building is not, that's what we're seeking the variance for.
And what's the front yard? The front yard requirement?
It's the, I'm sorry.
It's a corner lot. We are conforming on the Mead Street side of the property. We're conforming with the cityscape on Bunker Hill Street where there is no setback. So we're building to the property line on Bunker Hill that had the required setbacks on all of the sides.
Okay. And it looks like you have roof decks?
Correct.
And who has access to those roof decks?
Just the 3 units on the 3rd floor via hatch.
By a hatch, okay. Let me just scan through these plans. How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
The drawings are adequate, although I do have a couple of questions.
Go ahead.
So it's a hatch to get to the, what kind of hatch is it?
I'd be lying if I had an answer for that. Unfortunately, our architect got caught up in traffic. He's only here, but I'd assume it's just an aluminum hinge hatch.
Okay. My question has to do actually with the parking in the garage in the basement. It's drawing A 1.0, and I'm just not quite sure how it works. You've got the top of the drawing, you've got 5 spaces, and then behind them, it looks like it's empty spaces that aren't assigned for parking. I'm curious as to what those are.
So as you enter the garage itself, the first section of parking would be tandem. There's parking for 2 units.
So as you enter on the left, at the top.
Yeah, on the
of
left.
Okay, so how come those aren't numbered as part of the parking spaces?
They are. I think it depicts those as 8.75 spaces. So there are 20 spaces nominally if you calculate.
Oh, okay, because you got written in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but nothing on the other. Okay, so so those are 8.75 spaces.
8.75,
Okay.
and there are 2 to the right of the elevator room, and then
Yep.
10 along.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all clear. All right, thank you.
And will there be a garage door on that,
Yes.
to that parking? Any idea what that looks like?
And obviously we'll still have to go to. So I'd imagine they'll have some input on that, but it is on page A24. It looks fairly nondescript on this plan. I don't think architecture firm wanted to get too
Yeah, it just shows a rectangle. It doesn't show any design one way or the other.
Arthur shouldn't, we've called this out before, on other projects where Arthur has been the architect. So we'd like to have, make sure, please, that it's not a solid door, that there's some some see-throughness about it. In the meantime, are there any other questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Quinlan Locke with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Would like to go on record in support of this project. An abutters meeting was held back in April, was widely attended by abutters. Really, the only concern that was brought up was an issue with drainage on the back of the hill. There's a history of drainage behind the property, but overall, residents were very happy with the design, the continuity of the neighborhood, and with the amount of parking that is provided. So I'd like to go on record in support.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Ricardo Patron from the Office of City Councilor Lydia Edwards. The councilor would also like to go on record in support.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Michael Perez with the Carpenters Union. Would like to go on record in support of this project.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Motion for approval with BPVA design review.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Calling the next case, calling BOA 929-446-35 Concord Square. This is to add a roof deck, the one rear balcony, violations Article 64, Section 34, roof structure restrictions, and Article 64, Section 9.4, townhouse row house extension. Name and address for the record, please.
John Moran, Alpine Advisory Services. Joining me is Ben Whitney from Mainsail. Madam Chair, we're here today seeking two conditional use permits. One to install heat pumps and condensers on the roof. The roof deck is, as a matter of right, it conforms to all dimensional requirements. And to
So I'm sorry, the heat pumps and condensers is what triggered the conditional use on the roof?
Yes.
Okay. And sorry, what was the second? The reason was the rear balcony?
The rear balcony, which is the standard design, projecting 6 feet and supported by brackets.
Okay.
We had a site meeting attended by...
So hold on. Let me get the details down. And so the roof decks are as of right, and what's the access to the roof deck?
It's by a hatch.
It's hatch. Okay. How are the plans?
Drawings are adequate.
Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Faisal Sharif with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We would like to go on record in full support of this proposal. We have no further concerns. Thank you.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set.
Calling BOA 928-030-20 Foland Street. This is a proposed partial fourth-story addition to add 529 square feet of living space and an adjacent terrace on the roof of an existing structure. Violations Article 16, Section 8. The structure originally built for residential use was within the protection area, roof structure restriction district. Article 41, Section 18. The rear yard is insufficient, 25 feet is required. Article 41, Section 5, excessive FAR 2.0 is the max. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Mark Lacasse, Lacasse Law, 75 Arlington Street, Boston, Mass. Attorney for the applicants. With me is Charlotte Lipschitz, the architect for the project.
So please tell us what's being proposed.
Yes, this is a single-family residence in the St. Botolph neighborhood. Fallon Street is off St. Botolph, which is the Huntington Ave Prudential Center zoning district and the St. Botolph Protection Area subdistrict. And this particular code is rather different than most of the other neighborhood district codes. The proposal is to add a partial fourth-story addition on the roof of the structure to increase the living area by 529 square feet, and it is set back from the front parapet of the building, and from the living area there's a 175-foot terrace, walkout terrace from the living area, which is consistent with most of the buildings on that stretch of Fallon Street have the exact same configuration on the roof. You'll see that on the rear elevation. The zoning violations are, first, a restricted roof structure district requires a conditional use permit for any additions on the roof that are to be consistent with the context of the neighborhood and subject to review by the St. Botolph Historic Commission. We've had an advisory review hearing with them, and it was favorable. We have to go back to them after this board takes action. Second item is FAR. The maximum in this protection area is 2.0. The existing is 2.15, and with the 529 square foot addition, the proposed FAR is 2.52. Third is citation for rear yard insufficiency. It's an existing condition, 25 feet is required. The building is not 25 feet, and because the addition aligns with the rear of the property, we were cited for that rear yard setback.
Okay, so, so 529, fourth floor. How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
The drawings are adequate.
And this is a single-family owner-occupied?
Single-family owner-occupied, yes.
Okay.
Excuse me, this is, there's a head house here, which is an existing condition.
There's an existing roof deck and a shed that's an existing condition. The shed comes off, the roof deck comes off, the new box goes on the top, and the back, and in the front, there's a walkout terrace, which is more in line with what the other buildings are as compared to the existing condition.
Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Faisal Sharif with Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We would like to go on record and support. My colleague Giselle Guerrero did hold a community process for this, and there is no further concerns at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Calling the next case, calling BOA 931-682 for Otis Place. This is a removed structurally unsound and deteriorated penthouse structure and rebuild an existing location with new higher ceiling and roof, install new EPDM roof, rebuild deteriorated and structurally unsound brick party walls with 3-hour fire-rated masonry, rebuild brick chimneys, install new reinforced concrete slab and basement, remove and rebuild the front entrance and granite stair and walls. The violations, Article 32, Section 9, this is G-card. Article 15, Section 1, the floor to area ratio is excessive, and Article 20, Section 1, the rear yard is insufficient. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney John Pulgini, 10 Forbes Road, Braintree. With me is the architect for this project, Hezekiah Pratt. So the initial proposal there was to convert a multifamily dwelling to a single-family dwelling, only doing interior renovations. That proposal had to change due to conditions of the building. I provided the board with engineered plans which show some pictures as well as other things that show that the brick on a penthouse was in disarray.
So let me just understand. So this is going from a multi to a single family?
That is correct.
And what's triggering these violations?
So the violations we have are, obviously, it's G-cod because of the amount of work being done and where it's located. Rear yard insufficient, which is a pre-existing condition as it is now, so we're not expanding the footprint of the building at all. And I'm losing my eyesight.
And so this is actually for the penthouse, because of the penthouse addition is triggering these violations?
Well, the penthouse
I mean,
addition-
at least 2 of the 3?
So the penthouse addition would have triggered the G-cod anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
the interior renovations, because the amount of money that was invested
Yeah.
would have triggered the G-cod. But yes, the FAR is increased by 90 feet. And when you do that, obviously, when you go through the process, it triggers any extension of non-conforming, and that's the rear yard.
Okay, Christian?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Christian Simonelli, Boston Groundwater Trust, and we do have the BWSC approval letter.
We also have the letter, Madam Chair.
Okay. So what I'm interested is that in the penthouse. So tell us if that's triggering the violation. Tell us about that penthouse.
So the penthouse was taken down. IHD at that point stopped the process and said you have to go through. We had plans to do the penthouse. They pulled a long form permit while this is going on because they needed the certificate of appropriateness from Landmarks. They did get that back in January. So the penthouse is increasing in size, Madam Chair, by 90 feet.
So what's the final size?
So it was initially the FAR was 4.56. The FAR now is 4.67.
And so kitchen, grand hall. And there's no living space in the basement, storage?
Yes,
Yes, there is, yes. There was an existing living space there that was existing. That's being renovated as well. There's also existing storage space and mechanical space as well.
Oh, so there's an au pair room in the basement?
Yes.
Okay. How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
The drawings are adequate, the ceiling height in the basement is adequate.
Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Faisal Sharif with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We would like to go on record in support of this proposal. I do realize there were some issues related to the process and some work that happened prior to ZBA. They are here to correct some of those violations issued by ISD, and we would like to support at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chairman, and the rest of the board. My name is Joseph Flaherty. I live at 8 Otis Place, and I was at the abutters meetings and the commission meeting, and I'm here to support the project.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve with continued BPDA design review. Do we need that, Jeff?
No, it already got the letter from Landmarks, right, for appropriateness?
We did.
Yeah, so we don't need it.
That's fine. So I'm going to make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Calling BOA 925-189, 126 D Street. This is to demolish the existing three-family and combined lot and vacant adjoining lot and erect a new multifamily residential building with 5 dwelling units and 5 parking spaces, utilizing the semi-automated lift system. The violations, Article 27S, Section 5 in the South Boston iPod. Article 68, Section 33, off-street parking is insufficient. Article 68, Section 34.2, traffic visibility across the corner. Article 68, Section 8, the front yard is insufficient. And Article 68, Section 8, the side yard is insufficient. Name and address for the record, please.
Patrick Mahoney with the business address of 160 Beckle Street.
Tanya Carrier, 17 Ivaloo Street, Somerville, Mass.
Tell us what's being proposed.
Madam Chair, members of the board, we're here proposing a new 5-unit dwelling unit building with 5 parking spaces, each consisting of 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. The existing structure that was here was a 3-family on 1 parcel with no parking, and then a lot with a side yard to the right of it. The 2 parcels with this permit will be combined to create this structure, which is essentially dimensionally compliant. The first 2 violations, the yard violations, front yard and side yard, I think are likely incorrect because the existing building, or the proposed building rather, meets the existing building alignment on both D Street and Baxter Street.
Sorry, Counselor.
I can address the BPDA's
Yes,
recommendation.
can I, Bob, have you looked at the parking?
No, I haven't seen this plan.
Yeah, can you look at the parking, please, because it's the visibility around the corner. It's visibility around the corner, please.
Madam Chair, without the yard violations, there is no visibility around the corner. That only applies when there's a front yard setback.
Since it's cited, I'm just gonna have Bob look at it. In the meantime, what's the required parking and what is the proposed?
The proposed parking is 5 spaces through semi-automated lifts. It is 5 spaces because the existing building with no parking is being taken down. Had it been an alteration permit, it would be compliant.
Just tell us what's it,
Yep.
not a...
1.5 parking spaces is required for the 5 units, which would be a fractional amount of 7 spaces would be required.
So you're at 5.
Yep.
Okay, and do you, let's see, is this an elevator building?
It is not.
It is?
It is not an elevator.
So do you have a handicapped unit?
Yes, the first unit is 1 unit on grade, which is meets 521 CMR.
Okay, and you have rear decks. Do you have any roof decks? No.
No, they've been removed.
How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
Drawings are adequate.
Questions from the board? Bob, any thoughts?
No, it works.
Okay. Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Board, Haley Dillon, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go ahead and support. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Charlie Levin, Counselor at Flynn's office, would like to go on record in support as the City-Side Neighborhood Association supports this project.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? Did you see the BRA's recommendation, Counselor?
We did, Madam Chair, related to the parking lot.
Okay. May I have a motion, please?
I'm going to make a motion to approve with continued BPDA design review. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Calling the next case, calling VOA 935-393, 741 East Broadway. This is a change of occupancy from a one-family and funeral parlor to a three-family dwelling, constructing new rear addition and proposed 4 off-street parking. The violations, Article 68, Section 33, off-street parking design, access, drive, and maneuverability. Article 68, Section 34, this side yard with access driveway cannot be less than 10 feet in width. Article 68, Section 8, the floor area ratio is excessive. Article 68, Section 8, the height requirement is excessive. Article 68, Section 8, the usable open space is insufficient. Article 68, Section 8, side yard is insufficient. And Article 27S, Section 5, it's in the South Boston iPod. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney John Pulgini, 10 Forbes Road, Braintree. With me is Abby Bork, who is the architect for this project, together with Michael Kniebe, who is works with John Cronin, who's the owner. So, as Mr. Fortune stated, the proposal before you today is to legalize the occupancy as a three-family. It's been used as a three-family since assessing records go back. It's kind of the unique situation in the city of Boston. This, at one point, a permit was pulled to make this a single family and a funeral parlor. There was never a certificate of occupancy issued for that. So instead of having occupancy tied to a certificate of occupancy, they tie it to something which somebody probably abandoned plans back in 1926. So since that time, it's been used as a three-family. The proposal is to legalize that and also provide 4 off-street parking spaces as part of that. We went through a pretty robust community process. Initially, the proposal showed a stacking system of 6 cars that would be in the rear of this building. During the abutters meeting, the neighbors in the rear of to this project thought that was somewhat unsightly because they're 11 feet in height. So we have reduced that. We have brought it down to 4 surface parking spaces. And access through this will be an easement with our direct abutter neighbor on one side, so that we have access down.
And that'll be memorialized?
It will, yes. We've been working with them. I actually know them very well, but we've been working with them for a while.
Okay, and are there any roof decks proposed?
There are no roof decks, Madam Chair.
Okay, so this is pretty standard. How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
Well, I have a couple questions about the drawings. The architect. Will now be a three-family, right? Which means that the basement ceiling height needs to go to 7'6" by code, and I'm showing 7'2" here.
Yeah, so that's an existing condition. There's a living space in that basement now at the 7'2", and we hadn't proposed taking the floor down at all, but we could look into that.
Okay, I don't know how ISD will on that. That's
Yeah,
an issue.
we can point that out on the drawings as an existing condition and talk with them about that.
Is that equivalent of a basement unit, or is that just living space in the basement?
Yeah, sorry, it's living space tied to a duplex unit for the first.
Is that a bedroom?
So it's contiguous to the first floor unit, Madam Chair.
Okay, I mean, from my perspective, we probably need not a motion on building code relief, so that we don't. And the second question is, you did nice drawings, but your stamp's not on it. Any reason?
No, they were an update to the first set after a community meeting, and we can certainly get those.
Okay, well, so make sure that you put the stamp on.
Any other questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Haley Dillon, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go ahead and support and also acknowledge the fact that anybody who's opposed to the original abutters meeting, they met one-on-one with and resolved their conflicts. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, minor for the clerk of the proceeding, would like to go on record in support of this.
Is anybody here to speak in opposition?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Charlie Levin, Counselor at Flynn's office. We'd like to go on record in opposition. We understand that there was some outreach with members of the community following the abutters meeting. However, the Gate of Heaven Neighborhood Association contacted us, indicating that they requested a meeting, and the meeting did not take place. It's our policy if a civic group asks for a meeting on a project that they should be afforded that opportunity. Thank you.
May I have a motion, please?
I'd actually like to make two motions on this. One would be to not grant any building code relief, just so that you end up dealing with ISD around the issue.
So this is approval with no building code
Well,
relief?
then the second motion is to approval, but hold signature until I get a stamped set of drawings.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Calling BOA 923-926, 854 East Broadway. This is a renovation of an existing three-family residence. The residence will remain a three-family. Additional habitable area will be added to Unit 1 via a new interior and unit stair. A roof deck will be built, accessed via a hatchway, only accessible from Unit 3. The violation is Article 27S, Section 9, it's in the South Boston iPod. Name and address for the record, please.
Joe Casterly, 99 Indian Spring Road, Milton, Mass. I'm the property owner.
Tim Sheehan, 9 Wall Street in Charlestown. I'm the architect for the project. We basically have no violations outside of the iPod, but essentially what we're doing is we're converting a current three-family. It's going to stay a three-family. The bedroom count remains this actually one under. The upper floors have 4 bedrooms. We'll have 3 when we're finished. But since we're going into the basement on the bottom unit, we'll have 3+ downstairs, so it's sort of a wash.
Tell us about the occupancy in the basement.
Yeah, the basement, we're going to add in 880 square feet. We've got 7 foot 8 inches of ceiling height finished. There'll be 2 bedrooms downstairs and a second, I'm calling it a den playroom. It'll be a second living space and a bathroom and an internal stair.
And will there be window wells? Are there
Oh, yes,
window
yes.
wells?
The grade's down low. We can get beautiful windows in this building.
Okay. And is there a roof deck being proposed?
Yes, 12 by 12, a private roof deck for Unit 3, only access from Unit 3.
And by a hatch?
By a hatch.
Okay. How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
Drawings are adequate, shows a hatch.
Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Haley Dillon, Mayor's Office Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go ahead and support. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Charlie Levin, Counselor at Flynn's office. We'd like to go on record in support.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve, and we'll need, we won't need BPVAs and everything, so I'll just, a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you.
937-270, 650 East 7th Street. This is a change of occupancy from a three-family to multi-family 4-unit residential dwelling. Newly created unit will be in the basement. Proposed off-street parking. The violation is Article 27S, Section 5. It's in the South Boston iPod. Article 68, Section 33. Off-street parking facilities shall be provided on the same lot as the main use. Article 68, Section 7. The basement units, dwelling units in the basement are forbidden. Name and address for the record, please.
Doug Stefanoff, 93 F Street, and with me is Bob and Sean Moynihan, owners and occupants of 650 East 7th.
So tell us what's being proposed.
I'm here before you. We were here in September for the same project. Upon drawings being issued back to the plan examiner, he felt the language in the decision wasn't appropriate for the actual use. This is a change of occupancy from a 3 to a 4, and there actually is a requirement for a parking space. So after some deliberation, it was felt that the best thing to do would be to come back to do the process again with proper language.
Hold on. So initially, this was still a proposal for conversion for a 3 to 4
exactly the same
in
project.
the basement?
Yes.
So the only thing that's really before us is the parking on the same lot?
We've shown parking on the lot, yes, and we've changed the language to be clear that it's a change from a 3 to a 4. And when I was here before you, the application just said, seek permission to create additional living space.
Yes,
So
yes.
he construed that as part of Unit 1.
Okay, yes, yeah, we wanted to be clear. I remember this case now. I'm glad you're back, because this will really clarify it, since the use in the basement of a fourth unit is actually a forbidden use.
Correct.
It's not an extension of that first unit into the basement.
Correct.
Okay, so tell us about why this should be a complete unit in the basement.
We seek relief to provide a living space for a family member in need. It's for their brother who's handicapped.
And is this unit going to be proposed handicapped?
He's not physically handicapped, he's just a little impaired. He's physically capable, but needs support from his family.
Okay.
It does have two means of egress. I have egress windows, it will be sprinkled. I do have proper ceiling height.
And how about access to the mechanical room? Is it through the unit?
No, it's been designed with a common hallway, so that's actually built now, so there's a common access to all the utilities, and then his door is off that common hall.
Okay,
Front door.
and is the parking going to be on the same lot or not?
Yes, ma'am, it's in the
It
back.
is?
Yes.
Okay. How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
As Mr. Stefanoff described, drawing draft.
Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Members of the board, Haley Dillon, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, would like to go ahead and support and also acknowledge the fact that we got nothing but support from the community about this. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Charlie Levin, Council at Flynn's office, would like to go on record in support as well. Thanks.
Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve PPDA design review for, no?
It's all internal.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. What did you say?
Said it's all internal.
It's all internal. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Calling BOA 944-280, 416 to 418 West Broadway. This is a change of occupancy include beauty services for fit-out of a new tenant on the second floor. The tenant will be providing beauty services, including standard facials and waxing. Violations, Article 68, Section 7, beauty services forbidden use in the second story of a building in an MFR LS sub-district. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Nick Zazula, McDermott, Quilty, and Miller, 28 State Street, Suite 802 here in Boston. With me to my left is Karen Venezia from Carve LLC, who's the appellant on this project. We're proposing to change the legal use and occupancy of existing space in an existing building on the second floor of 416 to 418 West Broadway to include a beauty services use. The space is approximately 1,250 square feet, 3 working rooms and 1 break room. Each room does have its own thermostat and controls for ventilation. Services will include waxing, facials, spray tans, massage, and other individualized services. Karen, yes, ma'am.
So describe to us the building. Is this a two-story commercial building?
Yes.
So the second floor is completely commercial use?
Yes.
There's no residential?
No, not that I'm aware of. There's a fitness, B-Tone Fitness is up there, which it's no residential. It's all commercial office, Cafe Nero's on the ground floor.
Okay. Okay. How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
Drawing draft.
Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
I believe that, I don't want to speak for the mayor's office, but I believe they, oh, there she is.
Haley Dillon, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, would like to go ahead and support. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Charlie Levin, Council at Flynn's office, would like to go on record in support as well. Thanks.
Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you.
Calling BOA 934-096, 274 West 5th Street. This is off-street parking for 3 residential vehicles. The curb cut is to be done on Gold Street side of the complex. The violation is Article 68, Section 33. Off-street parking location not allowed in the required front yard setback. Article 68, Section 33, off-street parking design, size, access, drive, and maneuverability. Article 68, Section 8, the usable open space is insufficient. And Article 68, Section 31, screening and buffering requirements. Name and address for the record, please.
Adam DeBestio, 274 West 5th Street.
proposed?
So the front access to my unit is on, it's 3 units. Each unit was looking for its own parking space. We access our unit from 274 West 5th Street, which is a street that allows for parking. We have a lot in the back of our building that has enough space for 3 cars. We're looking for a curb cut and use of the land to park 3 cars there.
Is this a newly constructed building?
No, it's been there for a very long time. There's a new building going right next to mine, and there's one across the street, actually, on
And
Gold
the
Street.
one next to you, are they accessing their parking from Gold?
They are accessing from Gold. They have garage parking.
Okay. And so this is all in the same ownership? It's just part of your backyard, is it?
Yes, it's part of, there's a deck that accesses each unit from the back as well.
Okay. How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
Well, it's pretty straightforward and simple. It just, it says curb cut is to be done on Gold Street side of complex as per plans, but the plans actually don't show the curb cut in the right
Oh,
place.
so I have the curb cut plans as well. I just didn't realize that they were required for this. They'd actually been approved previously by Todd Liming, but I had to start the process over
Yeah,
because
no,
of timing.
it'd be helpful to have the plans that are actually gonna be executed.
I believe that's there.
In the meantime, is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Haley Dillon, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, we'd like to go ahead and support. We had a butters meeting, and all the butters were in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
This drawing's fine.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Charlie Levin. We'd like to go on record in opposition. We're not necessarily opposed to the project, and we know the abutters meeting went well, like Haley said. However, we thought that further discussion was needed with BTD about safety and backing in out of this area on Gold Street. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Ehrlich, is there any possibility for screening back there?
Is there any, I'm sorry, is there any
Any
possibility?
possibility for screening and buffering, or is it basically lot line to lot line?
It's lot line to lot line. Basically what you have is you have about 15.5 feet, and part of it is a path and the other is the parking along the side, so that's it.
Okay. Okay, may I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Calling the last 2 cases for 9:30, calling BOA 897-041-204 West 7th Street. It's a companion case, BOA 897-036-209-213 Tudor Street. This is for 204 West 7th. This is subdivide parcel and construct a multi-story residential addition to existing 1-story garage building to create a 14-unit building with side and 24-car garage with a secondary address of 207 Tudor Street. The change of occupancy from repair service garage to a multifamily residential and private garage. The violation is Article 27S, Section 5, is in the South Boston iPod. Article 68, Section 29, roof structure restrictions. Article 68, Section 33, maneuvering area is insufficient. Article 68, Section 8, usable open space is insufficient. This is for 209-213 Tudor. This is subdivide parcel. Erect a new 4-story, 3-unit townhouse building with side and roof decks and garage parking for 6 vehicles on vacant land. The violation is Article 27S, Section 5, it's in the South Boston iPod, and Article 68, Section 8, the rear yard is insufficient. Name and address for the record, please.
Tim Johnson, architect, 190 Old Colony Ave, South Boston.
And attorney for the project, Patrick Mahoney, at 160 Federal Street. Also with us in the audience is Anthony Alapia, our client, who is the owner of the garage and land. Madam Chair, members of the board, we're here to propose 2 projects, 2 separate projects, but they are sister projects because they are born out of the same parcel. Both of these permits will be to combine into 1 lot and then subdivide into 2 separate lots. One would be the 14 units, which will be condos. There are 2 IDP units. Also in the description was roof decks. Through the community process, we've removed the roof decks. And as a result of the removal of the roof decks on the 14-unit portion, we have incurred an open space violation. Additionally, there was an increase in parking spaces, which also arose another violation for exclusive maneuverability. We've added parking spaces by including semi-automated parking lifts for the 14-unit condo building.
And tell us, are any of these units, is the 14-unit building elevator building?
It is an elevator building, yes.
It is, okay.
Yep.
And let's see, and access to the parking garage will that be open, or will that be garage doors all along Tudor?
There'll be two entrances to the garage, Madam Chair. One will be off West 7th, and one will be off Tudor Street. However, there is a gate separating any through traffic from one street to the other through the garage. And that gate would only be for handicap accessibility.
Okay. And the 3 units on Tudor Street, the Tudor Street address, those garages, will there be garage doors on those?
Garage doors, yeah.
Okay.
Two parking spaces each, serviced by a garage door. There's no parking, there's an existing curb cut, essentially the length of the lot there. There's a broken sidewalk and curb. That will be repaired to have separate curb openings. However, there's no parking on that side of the street on Tudor Street.
And which are the IDP units?
They haven't been appointed yet, but subject upon approval today, we will have to enter into affordable housing agreement. On the 14 units building, there'll be 2 affordable units. 13% is 1.81, it would round up to 2.
How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
Drawing for adequate.
Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
And Madam Chair, members of the board, Haley Dillon, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, we'd like to go ahead and support. Thank you.
Is anybody here to speak in opposition?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Charlie Levin, Council at Flynn's office. We'd like to go on record in opposition. We heard questions and concerns about whether this should be an Article 80 project, as well as concerns about the inclusionary development program and affordable housing. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Paul Sullivan, on behalf of the Council Elijah Michael Flaherty. Due to the efforts, the community office that went into drafting Article 68, the council is unable to support the project at this time. However, it does recognize that various projects do have merit, and if the project were to be approved, the councilor would like to point out that there is a potential easement to this project that would take 17 cars off the street and would promote that. Thank you.
May I have a motion, please?
I'm going to make a motion to approve with continued BPDA design review.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board.
Okay, let's move along.
Very good. I'm going to call the 10:30 hearings. Are there any deferrals or withdrawals for 10:30? Councilor, address, please.
Good morning, I'm losing my eyesight, 7 Keswick Street.
I'm sorry?
That's the second time you've said that today.
And it's getting worse every day, Madam Chair.
Can you say the address again, please?
7 Keswick Street, BOA 923-485.
So it's on page 5.
Where?
Or 21.
11:30. Keswick?
Keswick.
All right, for the record, calling BOA 923-485-78 Keswick Street. Name and address for the record, please.
Attorney John Pulgini, 10 Forbes Road in Braintree. The reason for this deferral is through the abutting process, there were some changes made to the plans, and the architect did not drop those plans up at zoning, at ISD to be re-reviewed. They just called me last week to help them go through this process. When I met with them yesterday, said you have to go through that process. So we just need another date, as soon as date you guys have.
May I have a motion, please?
Motion for deferral.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The date, please?
August 13th.
Thank you very much.
Are there any other deferrals or withdrawals for 10:30? Hearing none, we'll call the first case. Actually, first 4 cases. Calling BOA 945-5693. Let me do that over. 945-693, 71 Call Street. Companion case BOA 945-723, 73 to 73A Call Street. BOA 945-726, 77 to 79 Call Street. and BOA 945700, 137 Carolina Avenue. This is for 71 Call Street. This is Building B, new construction of a 3-story attached 2-family dwelling, B 73 Call Street. Violation of Article 55, Section 40, off-street parking is insufficient. Article 55, Section 9, usable open space is insufficient. Article 55, Section 9, lot area is insufficient. Article 55, Section 9, the lot area of additional dwelling units is insufficient. Article 55, Section 9, the floor-to-area ratio is excessive. Article 55, Section 9, front yard is insufficient. Article 55, Section 9, the rear yard is insufficient. Unfortunately, we have a couple of different violations here, so I'm going to call them all in for the record. This is 73A Call Street. This is new construction of a 3-story attached 2-family dwelling. Parking for 71 Call Street will be located at this address. Article 55, Section 8, ancillary parking is conditional. Article 55, Section 9, usable open space is insufficient. Article 55, Section 9, the lot area of additional dwelling units is insufficient. Article 55, Section 9, the floor-to-area ratio is excessive. Article 55, Section 9, the front yard is insufficient. Article 55, Section 9, the rear yard is insufficient. This is for 77 to 79 Call Street. Building A, new construction of a 3-story attached 2-family dwelling will be 75 Call Street. The violation is Article 55, Section 40, off-street parking is insufficient. Article 55, Section 9, the lot area for additional dwelling units is insufficient. Article 55, Section 9, the floor-to-area ratio is excessive. Article 55, Section 9, the front yard is insufficient. 137 Carolina Avenue. This is to convey 417 square feet of land. The violation is Article 55, Section 9, the lot area is insufficient. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Matt Hensey. I'm a senior project manager at Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Development Corp. We're located at 31 Germania Street in Jamaica Plain.
So tell us what's being proposed.
If I may, Madam Chair, also to my left is
Kurt Stiegel, attorney, Klein Hornig, 101 Arch Street.
and to my right.
David Frank, Dream Collaborative Architects.
Also here for the project team, Kristen Chin, project manager, and Erica Rothschild, senior community organizer. So, Madam Chair, members of the board, this project is an affordable homeownership rental hybrid. What Jamaica Plain NDC is in partnership with the City of Boston, Department of Neighborhood Development, has provided $1.33 million in capital subsidy.
Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
tell us about the project. So I'm looking at A001. So building A will contain 2 units.
Will contain 4 units. Each of the 2 buildings contain 4 units, 2 ownership units and 2 rental units.
Okay. Okay, 4 units. Okay. And the parking for all of them will occur through that central driveway?
That is correct, and there was a cross easement that will be executed in terms of sharing between the 4 owners.
Okay, and the, tell us about the square footage and the number of bedrooms for the ownership units?
Dave, you want to take that?
Okay. The square foot, there is 4 bed, there's 4 units, 4 units in each building. 2 of them are 3-floor townhouse style homeownership buildings. They're roughly 1,400 square foot. And then the other 2, one's a flat on the first floor. It's about 760 square foot, and that's a 2-bedroom. And then the 2-floor bedroom is a 4-bedroom unit, another about 1,400 square foot.
Can you, or somebody on the team, speak through all the zoning violations?
Yes, I will start, Madam Chair. So first of all, we did come before the board in 2018 with our submittal to ISD last year. Apologize for coming twice, certainly not our intent. We did get approval from the board last year, date of entry September 14, 2018. We did make design changes that result in us being back here today. Part of that, which is a little bit of a fast forward, maybe we circle back to it, is with the abutter, who happens to be a prominent member of the JP business community. we agreed after some discussion and negotiation on a land swap, a conveyance of 400 square foot each, with no cash consideration. Both parties, we liked our site plan better with the land swap, and the abutter also liked it better. So it was part of that, abutter relationship process that everybody goes through. Felt like a win-win.
This is a resubmittal?
This was a resubmittal.
Yeah,
Yep.
I wondered why it sounded familiar.
So, if I may, so that land swap resulted in some dimensional changes, which is the majority of the changes that brought us back to you today. There were, in full disclosure, there were a few other design changes that brought us back. I have a quick count here. Out of 18 violations, to my count, 11 of them were just basically procedural. So the ISD reviewer cited them again, even though there was no change. So I didn't know that was the case, but apparently that's what they do.
So tell us about
Yes,
the
ma'am.
off-street parking then. What's required and what are you proposing?
So it's as affordable as the board knows. Typically, it's a 0.75 ratio requirement. That's what we have. We started with a 1-to-1 ratio, 8 spots for 8 units. We got a lot of pushback from the neighborhood. There's a lot of green advocates that say you need to build less parking if we're going to go green in the future. We ultimately agreed with that. We went down to 6. So I think the violation, and Kurt Stiegel from council will be more specific than I in terms of the legal, but my understanding of the violation is the fact that the parking is located on one of the 4 parcels, not so much the overall count, which would be in compliance.
Okay. How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
Your Honor, sir,
Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Enrique Pepin from Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We would like to go on record in support of this project. The JPNDC has done a great job at going through the community process and obtaining numerous letters of support. And at this time, we don't have any further questions. Thank you.
Madam Chair and members of the board, Shannon Murphy from City Councilor Matt O'Malley's office. The council would like to go on record in support of this project.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Christopher Rudy, Department of Neighborhood Development. This project is utilizing one parcel of D&D land and D&D funding, and D&D is in full support.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Paul Sullivan, on behalf of the Council, Michael Flaherty, Council do on record in support.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Liana Poston from State Representative Liz Malley's office, here to go on record in support.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
motion to approve BPDA design review. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board.
BOA 946-143, 379 to 381 Blue Hill Avenue. This is the removed proviso for La Cuchera Restaurant and grant a new proviso for the new owner. The violations, Article 7, come up here, sir. Article 7, Section 4, other conditional necessary as protection. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Cruz Villar, and to the left,
Lizeth de los Santos.
So tell us what's the new name of the restaurant?
it's still the same name, La Cuchara, but it's under a different corporation, LNA Food Service Corp.
And are you the same operators or different operators?
Different operators.
And have you had experience with takeout?
Yes,
You have?
yes, I have
In
been
Boston?
working. I have been working in takeouts and
In
stuff.
Boston?
Boston and Florida.
So where in Boston?
That I worked.
Yeah.
D&D restaurant.
Oh, D&D restaurant.
D&D restaurant,
Where
yes,
is
in
that?
Jamaica Plain.
Okay, okay. How are the plans, Mr. Owen?
Minimal but adequate.
Any questions from the board? Does your building have grates on it?
It has what? I'm sorry.
Grates, those grates that you pull down?
No.
No?
It doesn't, which I'm looking for, asking the, I don't know if it's our, if it's us that needs to put it up, or we need to talk to the landlord.
We don't encourage it, let's tell you up front. We
Okay.
don't encourage grates. Okay, is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, and members of the board. My name is Jessica Thomas with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, and we'd like to go on record to support.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Carl Jean Lewis, on behalf of Council President Campbell, we'd like to go on record in support.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve. Second.
Is this with the usual takeout language? And to this applicant only?
Yes.
And then the BRA is suggesting that it come in for design approval for potential facade improvements.
Yeah, only if they're proposing it. If they're not proposing it,
Okay.
we're not going to make them go through it.
Okay, so it's the usual takeout on this petitioner only. Okay, was there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck
Thank you.
with those.
Calling BOA 913-796, 86 to 86 Howland Street. Is Howland Street here?
Is this young
Are you
man
Howland Street?
Yes.
Are you 86 to 88?
No, 112.
Okay.
Come have a seat at the table, please.
No, he's the next one, yeah. So we're gonna hold off on 86 to 88 Howland, and we're gonna go to BOA 849-374-112 Howland Street. This is a proposed to renovate an existing basement and convert it into additional living space for Unit 1. Violations Article 50, Section 29, excessive FAR. Name and address for the record, please.
112 Allen Street.
Your name?
Jonathan Minono.
So tell us what you're proposing to do.
Extension of living space to the basement.
How many units are in the building?
There's 3 existing units.
3 units?
Yes,
And so the first unit would extend to the basement?
to the basement.
And what will the space in the basement be used for?
It's family space and 1 additional bedroom.
And what's the floor to ceiling height in the basement?
The recorded ceiling height, it's 7'1",
7'1"?
7'1".
Okay. And is the utility room separate from the living space?
Yes,
It is?
yes.
Okay.
I can pass out the plans for you guys to look at. Oh, you have the drawings,
So
okay.
how are the plans, Mr. Oleg?
The drawings are adequate, they're in compliance.
And 7'1"?
Yep.
And will there be window wells for the
Yes.
windows?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, and members of the board. My name is Jessica Thomas with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, and we'd like to go on record to support the project. The petitioner met with the abutters and also the the Garrison Charter Neighborhood Association, who was in support of the project.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Calling the next case, calling BOA 918-312-35 Ellington Street. This is direct a 3-story family house. Violations Article 60, Section 40, insufficient parking. Article 60, Section 41.1, the conformity with an existing building alignment. Article 60, Section 9, insufficient lot size. Article 60, Section 9, insufficient additional lot area. Article 60, Section 9, insufficient lot width. Article 60, Section 9, insufficient lot width frontage. And Article 60, Section 9, excessive FAR. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Andy. Address is 36 Penn Street, Dorchester.
I'm sorry, what's your address?
My current address, 36 Fenton Street, but for 35
Okay, so
Arlington Street.
So 6 Fenton Street in Dorchester?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tell us what you're proposing to do. Tell us what you're proposing to do.
I'm proposing this is for personal use, family use, because to match with the neighborhood, because most of them don't have the parking and they in the location that's supposed to there. That's why I will waive this, see if I ask the board for my approval.
Okay, so let's just see. So you're proposing to build a 3-family dwelling.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a number of violations. Mr. Owen, how are the plans? Yeah? Is there a roof deck proposed or any basement space?
No, ma'am.
No? Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chairman, members of the board. Christine Brandeo, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. I would like to go on record and support. The applicant did go to the Civic Association and had an abutters meeting. Everyone is in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Carl Jean Lewis, on behalf of Council President Campbell, we'd like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? Is Rosa Design an architect?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve BPDA design review. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank
Calling
you
the next
so
four,
much, board.
calling the next four cases, calling BOA 928-739, 71 Ellington Street, case BOA 928-764, 71 Ellington Street, BOA 928-743, 73 Ellington Street, and BOA 928-770, 73 Ellington Street. I'm going to call in for the record because they're all the same violations and it's the same purpose, and the building code is both the same, so I'm just going to call this once. So this is for 71 and 73 Ellington Street. This is combined lots 6 of 3,100 square feet with lot 5 of 3,000 square feet into one lot to now have 6,100 square feet. Erect 2 4-story, 3-family dwellings, one building to be known as 73 Ellington, the other to be known as 71 Ellington. This building will be building with Ellington Street as shown. Construct a new common driveway between the buildings. The violations, Article 60, Section 40, off-street parking is insufficient. Article 60, Section 40, off-street parking, design and maneuverability. Article 60, Section 41, 2 or more dwellings located on the same lot. Article 60, Section 9, lot area is insufficient. Article 60, Section 9, the floor area ratio is excessive. Article 60, Section 9, the building height is excessive. Article 60, Section 9, the building height number of stories is excessive. Article 60, Section 9, usable open space is insufficient. Article 60, Section 9, the front yard is insufficient. Article 60, Section 9, the side yard is insufficient. And Article 60, Section 9, the rear yard is insufficient. And that's the same violations and the same purpose for 73. This is the building code for both buildings. This is referenced in the ninth edition, 780 CMR. The public use and common use spaces of multiple dwellings in new construction consisting of 3 or more units shall comply with 521 CMR. Public and common use spaces are those spaces inside or outside the building that are used by residents and/or visitors. A public use or common use space shall include but not be limited to community facilities, meeting rooms, restaurants, recreation spaces, health facilities, pools, public toilet rooms, laundry areas, trash areas, storage areas, mailboxes, walks, sidewalks, parking lots, garage entrances, elevators, lobbies, foyers, as well as corridors and stairways leading to dwelling units. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, and the Board Attorney Derek Small. I have a business address at 1 Dobson Road, Rachel, Mass.
No.
With me,
With you is,
Mr.
go ahead,
Hezekiah
sorry.
Pratt, who is the architect for the project. I will let Hezekiah go into the building code as the customary do go through the building code.
It is, and I'm assuming it's corridor width, when I was kind of overwhelmed with all the things, but speak to the building code.
The building code actually addresses the issue of providing, as was said, common space to the first level, the common entryway. Given the topography of the site, the closeness, proximity of the front of the building to the property line, which is consistent with most of the 3-family buildings on that street, we cannot install a ramp. It just won't work. So in place of a ramp, we would like to install a handicap lift right off the sidewalk and into the lift up to the first floor. That lift would have a roof as well, in case of climate weather.
In both cases, because that's interesting that wasn't cited at 35 Ellington, even though these are 3-family dwellings. They're all 3 families. So in other words, you have a solution to this building code relief issue.
Yes, we do.
So may I have a motion then to deny the building code, the request for
Motion to
relief?
deny building code relief. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now to the,
Before we proceed, Madam Chair, I was just handed a new set of plans that were stamped by examiner yesterday, which I didn't see in plans preview. Are they different from the ones that?
They're different because in order to allow for maneuverability of the parking violation and also allow us to access, install the ramps, what we did was took one of the buildings on the left side, 73, and skew it. So you'll have a greater distance between the buildings in the rear where the parking occurs.
Okay, so this set of plans is the current set of plans?
Yes.
The other ones are actually outdated, right?
Yes.
and that
That's
doesn't,
the only change.
that doesn't create any new violations?
No, we did double check, it does
I just
not.
want to make sure I've got the most current.
Okay, so go ahead with your presentation.
Okay, Madam Chair, so we are here seeking relief to combine the lot and erect two three-family dwellings on vacant parcels. Combining the parcels will create a common driveway down the middle. Zoning sub-district is 3F 5,000, and as we said, the square footage of the lot is 6,100 square feet. The zoning violations are as follows. The FAR, required FAR in this area is 0.8. We're proposing 1.3. The building height, the maximum is 35 feet. We have 39 feet. So we're going three stories, 4 stories we're proposing, and the requirement is 3 stories. 4-story building. Front yard, requirement is 15 feet. We're doing a modal. We're lining up the front yard with the other 3 families that are on either side of the current property. The side yard setback requirement is 10 feet. We have about a foot on each side, on the west side and on the right side because of the stairs. And if you want more detail, Hezekiah can go over that.
So you will be 1 foot from that existing building, that existing 3-family on Ellington?
Yes, it's close, yes.
In the rear.
In the rear.
On the side yard?
Yes, the rear side is in the back on the left-hand side.
Okay.
That's one of, yeah, yes.
Okay.
And then with regard to the rear yard setback requirement is 30 feet, and we have about 2 feet in the rear because we're placing the parking in the rear. We're going down the center driveway, and each side has 3 spots on each side. We were cited for off-street parking. The zoning requirement is 1 per unit, and we do have 6. So the architect had a conversation with the plans examiner with regard to as to why we're cited, and he said we were cited for the maneuverability aspect of that. With regard to community process, Madam Chair, we had 4 meetings with the neighborhood association and 2 abutters meetings, and they were very supportive.
And do you have rear decks on these buildings? Rear
I'm sorry?
decks? Rear decks?
Rear decks? Yes, there are decks. The decks are exit means of egress. Because of the decks, that's why the buildings are in close proximity to the side yards, because of the decks and not the building itself.
The plans are adequate.
The drawings are adequate, yeah.
Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chairman, members of the board. Christine Brandeo, Office of Neighborhood Services. I'd like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve with BPLD design review.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you, members. Board, have a good day.
Calling the next case, calling BOA 945-721, 244 to 246 Bowden Street. This is a change of occupancy from retail to restaurant with takeout and 49 sitting. The violation, Article 65, Section 15, restaurant with takeout is conditional. Name and address for the record, please.
Manuel Martins, 40 Blakeville Street, Dorchester, Mass. 02121.
Tell us what's being proposed.
Excuse me?
Tell us what is being proposed.
It's to change from retail to restaurant.
And what's the name of the restaurant?
7 Cafe and Grill. 7 Cafe.
7 Hill Cafe?
7 Cafe and Grill.
7 Cafe and
Grill.
Okay. And let's see, have you experience with takeout? Has the applicant have experience with takeout?
Yes, I worked 5 years for the Caprice Restaurant and Lounge in Boston.
where is it?
Tremont Street.
On Tremont Street, okay. How are the plans, Mr. Olive?
Well, I actually would not describe them as adequate. We're missing an architect stamps. We don't have any indication about wheelchair access. Health department sprinkler system. You can have a sprinkler system?
Yes, it's a sprinkler system already there, but the
Do you
mechanic,
have new plans with you? Are those new plans?
it's the same one
I mean, all it is one, it's just a schematic of the basement and the first floor with the layout. That's really it. There's nothing else. There's no stamp. There's no indication of wheelchair access, and there's nothing about the sprinklers. I mean, it's not a very complicated proposal, but we really need a better set of drawings.
Okay.
I mean, Madam Chair, technically from a zoning point of view, it's okay. We could leave it to ISD to make those requirements.
Yeah, so,
For the permit.
right. Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chairman, members of the board. Christine Brandeo, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go on record of support. They have support from the Main Streets and the Civic Association and abutters. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Carl Jean Lewis, on behalf of Council President Campbell, we'd like to go on record in support.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Yeah, I would like to make a motion for approval on the zoning issues, but that we hold signature until the drawings reflect all the issues that I raised about wheelchair access, sprinkler systems, et cetera. Put a stamp from an architect.
Can somebody from the mayor's office help the applicant to make sure that we have everything that we need? Okay? Do you have grates, you had the picture, do you have grates in front of your building? No, okay. Okay, so is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, you're all set.
Thank you.
But please talk to somebody from the
Yes.
mayor's office.
Thank you.
Call the next board case. It's calling BOA 945-917-1203 to 1211 Dorchester Avenue. Companion cases BOA 945-894, 1213 to 1219 Dorchester Avenue. BOA 945-890, 244 to 250 Hancock Street. BOA 945-893, 160 Pleasant Street. Make sure you get a cup of coffee. You might want to get some donuts. It's going to take a little while for me to read through all these things, so bear with me. This is dot block, new construction of a 6-story, approximately 149-unit apartment building. The violations, Article 65, Section 15. Dwelling units located on the first floor are conditional. Article 65, Section 15. Artist mixed use is conditional. Article 65, Section 15. Accessory parking is conditional. Article 16, Section 15. General retail store is conditional. Article 65, Section 16, the side yard, 5 feet from any side yard bordering a 3F subdistrict. Article 65, Section 16, the floor area ratio is excessive. Article 65, Section 16, the building height is excessive. Article 65, Section 38. Article 65, Section 38.1, the street wall continuity. Article 65, Section 7, maximum number of dwelling units in a single building. Article 65, Section 42.13, 2 or more dwellings on the same lot. Article 65, Section 42.2, conforming with an existing building alignment. Article 65, Section 8, a multifamily dwelling is forbidden. Article 65, Section 8, accessory parking is forbidden. Article 65, Section 9, excuse me, location of the main entrance shall face the front lot line. Article 65, Section 9, lot area per dwelling unit is insufficient. Article 65, Section 9, the floor area ratio is excessive. Article 65, Section 9, the building height is excessive. Article 65, Section 9, the building height number of stories is excessive. Article 65, Section 9, usable open space per dwelling unit is insufficient. This is for 1213 to 1219 Dorchester Avenue. New construction, 6-story, approximately 146-unit apartment building. Article 65, Section 15, dwelling units located on the first floor conditional. Article 65, Section 15, artist mixed use is conditional. Article 65, Section 15, general retail store is conditional. Article 65, Section 15, accessory parking is conditional. Article 65, Section 16, the floor area ratio is excessive. Article 65, Section 16, the building height is excessive. Article 65, Section 38, Article 65, Section 38.1, the street wall continuity. Article 65, Section 42.13, two or more dwellings on the same lot. This is for 244, 250 Hancock Street. New construction of a 5-story, approximately 98-unit apartment building. The violations, Article 65, Section 15, dwelling units located on the first floor. Article 65, Section 15, general retail store is conditional. Article 65, Section 15, accessory parking is conditional. Article 65, Section 16, the floor-area ratio is excessive. Article 65, Section 16, the building height is excessive. Article 65, Section 38, the Article 65, Section 38.1, street wall continuity. Article 65, Section 42.13, two or more dwellings on the same lot. And the last one for 160 Pleasant Street, new construction of a 4-story, 95-unit apartment building. It is the same as the first one they called in at 1203, 1211, so it's the same violations. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chairwoman and members of the board. My name is Rebecca Lee. I'm with the law firm of Mintz Levin. I'm here to represent the applicant, which is Winter Gold LLC. To my right, address is One Financial Center, Boston 02111. To my right is Abe Menzen, the project director for Samuels and Associates, the development manager for Winter Gold, the applicant here. To his right is James Gray from Stantec, the project architects, and to his right is Nathan Bond, principal of Winter Gold. We're here before you with 4 different applications for 4 new buildings to be built on Dorchester Avenue on most of the city block, bounded by Greenmount, Pleasant, Hancock, and Dorchester Avenue in the heart of the Glover's Corner neighborhood of Dorchester near Freeport Street. We're here before you with what may be a record number of zoning violations for one particular project, largely because the site has not been rezoned for 20 years. It's zoned for neighborhood shopping, and it was formerly occupied by vacant industrial and commercial buildings, and a small portion of the site is zoned for 3-family triple-deckers. And so the current zoning, 20 years later, because Dorchester zoning was put into place in 2002, has not kept pace with the time, and we have been asked to proceed with the board for a conventional zoning relief. This project...
Sorry, Counselor, so what's the square footage of the lot? Is that over an acre?
Yes.
So you didn't go through a PDA process?
PDAs are not permitted at this location.
Okay.
And that was obviously a subject of discussion, but they're not allowed at this location at this time. So this project also was before the board in 2016 when it was originally approved by a prior owner. And so this project is a rework of that project with some important design goals, which Abe can tell you about. But just procedurally, that zoning relief was abandoned in consultation with ISD. Those applications are null and void. We're here before you with new building permit applications, working with ISD, and new applications for zoning relief. So this is all about the new project and not the former project. The project has received BPDA approval, Boston Civic Design Commission approval, and we are making our way through the BWSC process and other processes to allow this to go into construction in the first quarter of 2020. So to my right, I'm going to let Abe talk a bit about how the project has been reworked since the 2016 iteration, which this board saw.
Okay, so, hold on, so it's 95 units.
No, it's 488 units total.
488
In 4
units
buildings.
and 4 buildings. And how many parking spaces?
Approximately 345 in the garage, plus there'll be another 14 or 15 on an interior drive system that will be within the project. So those will be on-street spaces.
Okay, and how many of these, can you give us the unit breakdown and the average square feet, please?
The unit breakdown is still being refined in terms of the number of studios, 1s, 2s, some 3s. We have 20% of the units will be under the city's compact living guidelines. The remainder of them will be conventional kind of urban units, so sort of average unit size in the 700 square foot range.
This 20% under the compact guidelines will will be just studios or,
No, mix of units, but
Mix of units.
more compact for the city's new pilot program.
so this pilot program also requires common space. How is that going to be provided?
That will be accommodated within the building. So there are actually, so there are 4 different buildings. The compact units will all be within the Hancock Street building.
Okay.
And we'll have sufficient amenity space, common area space to create a nice environment for those units.
And are those compact units also artist live work units, or are those separate?
Separate, those are separate.
Okay. Well, we can get back to that later. Okay, sorry, go ahead with your presentation.
My name is Abe Menz, and I'm with Sammons and Associates. As Rebecca said, we've undertaken a notice of project change. The project was originally approved back in 2016.
But just tell us about your project.
Okay.
Start from scratch.
So fundamentally, what we've done is we've figured out how to put parking below grade. In our goal, we're surrounded by several wonderful neighborhoods. We're trying to connect them all together. So I'll just show you. So our project is shown in red. It's bordered by Hancock, Dorchester Ave, Pleasant Street. And as you can see, it's about 4 acres of underutilized industrial land. There were vacant buildings, problematic areas that no housing was located on the site. It was all industrial buildings that were functionally obsolete and abandoned. It was really an obstacle to connecting several neighborhoods together. So we've been working very closely with many of the civic groups, all of the civic groups surrounding the site. There were 6 of them, and we have the support of all of the civic groups that surround our site. And what we're trying to do is really create a great connection through the site from Meeting House Hill, from Jones Hill, through the site, and connect ultimately to the Glover's Corner district, which is undergoing a rezoning, and to the train station. So the fundamental goals of the project are putting the parking below grade, creating great open space, creating great public connections that welcome the surrounding neighborhoods through the site, create great civic space within the site. So the site plan itself, this is Dorchester Ave, this is Pleasant Street, Hancock Street, so Meeting House Hill's over here, Hancock Street's over here, Jones Hill over here, and we're trying to create a great connection through the site. The previous plan included an above-grade garage. The current plan includes all below-grade parking, which allows us to create some wonderful landscaped areas through the site, plant about 100 new trees, about 2,000 feet of new sidewalks that connect through the site, lined by new green space, so about over an acre of open space that will be publicly available, and really to create housing. So we're creating about 488 housing units in this project. As I said, the Hancock Street building is the compact building. We're creating a wide variety of units. We're creating 66 affordable housing units, which is about a $30 million investment in affordable housing that's subsidized by the market rate units, and more than the IDP requires, both in terms of the number of units and the affordability levels of those units. So that's our project in a nutshell.
So can you just walk us through all the buildings? So you said the Hancock building is your compact building, compact unit building. Can you talk about the other 3?
Yeah, so we really divide them into what we call the Dot North building, the Pleasant Street building, and the Dot South building. And I should point out, although it's not obvious in the application, one of the things that we were able to do by putting the garage below grade is lower the Pleasant Street building and set the Dot South building back from Greenmount Street by about twice the amount of the previous plan. We've accommodated all of the city's setbacks in all of these. The Dot South building is this building. So really, 4 different buildings, ground floor retail, some small neighborhood retail-oriented retail along the front. Artist live workspaces are lining this civic space that we're creating off of Dorchester Ave. We really want to line that with retail to pull people into the site, to create active space along Dot Ave and some real vibrant spaces. We have incubator sort of sized retail spaces along Hancock Street that are intended to be really startup space for Dorchester businesses to prove a concept and more pop-up type of incubator retail space.
Tell us about the artist live workspace, average size, and what kind of anticipated art use? Is it mostly, graphic designers, or does it include space for other kinds of artists?
Yeah, the goal of that is that it will be interactive. So these units consist of a workspace along the front of the unit, and then living space sort of further from the street. So divided into sort of live in the back and work in the front. They'll be very transparent, open, and our goal really will be to have artist work that people can view, that can be displayed, where people can sell their art, and really make it part of the community feeling. So there are about 7 of those. They're about 1,000 square foot each.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add, Madam Chairwoman, that we have letters of support from each of the neighborhood organizations surrounding the project. Thank you.
How are the plans, Mr. Oliver?
The drawings are fine. I guess I have a question with respect to a comment that you made, that, I'm showing floor plans with layouts of bedrooms, and you're saying it's still a little bit in flux?
A little bit in flux, yeah. We're still tweaking, locations of demising walls and those sorts of things.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, we'll be approving what's here.
Yeah,
so.
we're comfortable with that.
So with what Mr. Ehrlich has, what are the average unit sizes then, beyond the compact?
So the conventional units are in the range of 700 square foot average unit size.
For 700 for one bedrooms?
No, on an average basis. So one bedroom's in the range of from 625 up to, call it 1,000-ish square feet.
And so, and tell us, so you're going to have 1s, 2s, 3s?
1s, 2s, and 3s, yes.
No 4s, okay.
And studios, I'm sorry, yeah.
And studios. Okay, and what is the percentage of studios, 1s, 2s, and 3s?
It's primarily studios, 1s, and 2s.
Any other questions from the board?
I have a question. In regard to access, you pointed out the roadway that's supposed to traverse the project. What about the Pleasant Street side? Is it going to be two-way traffic there?
Yeah, so one of our major mitigation strategies is we're doing a full rebuild of the Pleasant Street and Hancock Street intersection.
Where the confluence of those streets.
Yeah, where those streets, there's currently a very broad sweep there, so we're rebuilding that intersection. There'll be a traffic signal, much safer pedestrian crossings there, and then really the drive between that intersection and over to Hancock, that is a two-way drive with access into the garage from the interior.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Can you walk me through the commercial space or the retail space that you have?
Yes, so the only commercial space is the pink blobs on Dorchester Ave. So these are about 7,000 or so square feet each, intended to be, we can demise those into 2,000 or 3,000 square foot spaces, again intended for local types of retail, food and beverages, a likely way for us to activate at least the corners. And then these pink areas along Hancock Street, which are the more startup-oriented retail for small businesses.
So is it a total of 7,000 square feet?
No, I'm sorry. These are about 7,000 square feet each. These are a couple thousand square feet overall. I think we're about 23,000 square feet.
And you don't have any potential tenants so far?
Not yet. Since we're focusing more on the local types of tenants instead of national, users, it's a little bit early for us to be identifying tenants. We have a 2-year construction period and about 6 months to get our drawings done and get in the ground.
And this is neighborhood shopping as a current zoning designation.
The majority of it is neighborhood shopping sub-district.
And then I do have another question about the, just about the compact pilot program that the city's running, which is a great program. Are you guys in the program, or are you following the guidelines of the program?
Yeah, we're following the guidelines.
Yes to both questions?
Yes, we're in the program, and yes, we have to follow the guideline in order to get BPDA design sign off.
All right, so it is going to be a pilot program, you're going to be in the program, right?
Well, I'm not sure what being in the program means. We are meeting the program guidelines in terms of the bicycle storage and fewer than 0.5 parking spaces per unit in the building, et cetera.
Childcare, whatever else.
Yeah, there's a whole points matrix that you have to meet, and we proposed that in our NPC, and we're going to follow that until we get BPDA sign off on the contract drawings.
All right, and then is there a limitation to parking stickers for people that live in the building, or is that one of the, is that one of the?
I don't recall that as being one of the requirements, but if it is one of the requirements, it will be applied.
Okay, great, thank you.
Let's just see, whatever my question was, I lost it, so we'll have to come back to it. Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in support of that proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Patrick Fandel, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This project has gone through an extensive community process, including the BPDA community process. The applicant has met with several area civic association and received the support of many of those, including the Hancock Street Civic Association, the Meeting House Hill Civic Association, the Jones Hill Civic Association, and the Columbia Savin Hill Civic Association. There are also countless letters of support from local abutters to this project and other residents of Dorchester. This offers us a great opportunity for local housing, localized retail spaces, and upgrades to traffic infrastructure in the area. We'd like to go on record in support of this project proposal, which brings much-needed placemaking to a blighted area. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Joe McEachran, City Councilor Frank Baker's office. We'd like to go on record in strong support. We'd like to commend the applicant for a very, very robust community process, unprecedented support by our civic associations, and their transparency was remarkable, and we go on strong support.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Paul Sullivan, on behalf of City Council Large Michael Flaherty, echoing the sentiments of Councilor Baker's office, the council had to go on record in support.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Michael Perez with the Carpenters Union. On behalf of Congress of Union Carpenters and legal work for the City of Boston, in particular, my Dorchester residents, I want to go on record support.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? I know what the question was. Is this going to be rental versus or home ownership, or a combination?
This is rental.
It's completely rental. Okay. Okay, given this information, may I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve BPDA design review.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you very
Looking
much.
forward to seeing construction.
And one point from an abutting neighbor, a very strong entomology program, because there's a lot of rodents and stuff in there. So that was a concern that I got
I was a
in
little
mind.
confused about that. Okay.
Case calling BOA 940-800-24 Trull Street.
What can I say?
This is new construction of a 3-story, single-family attached house. The new building will be attached to an existing 26 Trull Street. Proposed home to be wood frame construction. Basement and attics will remain unfinished. The house will have 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. This is a D&D project. The violation, Article 65, Section 9, the building height is excessive. Article 65, Section 9, the building height, number of stories is excessive. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, this is Ken Smith. I work at 27 Center Street.
This is 27 Center Street in Roxbury, Youth Build?
This is Youth Build, yes.
Cool. Okay.
And we're here with Mike Chavez, our project development manager.
Okay. So please tell us what's being proposed here?
So we have a single-family attached unit that's being proposed. If you look at the inside of your pamphlet here in the folder, there's a historic design, it's an original design from the late 1800s by John Fox, and that's the original house as it was built back then. It had a fire in the 80s, and they rebuilt basically one of the halves, and the other half was left empty. And so we have essentially what looks like a half a house, even though it's actually 2 units. And we are now rebuilding with Department of Neighborhood Development, rebuilding the other half. And so this will be a single family sold to a first-time home buyer at an affordable price. And we have been working with that abutter who lives in that house now. She has a letter of support, it's the handwritten one in the folder on the project, as well as from the Hancock Civic Association. The reason we have violated the zoning is because that existing wall is above the 35-foot height maximum in the neighborhood. And so even though we are building to the existing condition, it still violates that height rule, and therefore we are here.
Well, let me start by saying I'm a big fan of Youth Build.
Thank you.
And this is a very nice project. There isn't an architect's stamp on this. Did you do the drawings yourselves? Or?
Yeah, I'm a registered architect, so I will be stamping the final permit set. That's right.
Okay, any other questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Christine Brandeo, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Joe McEachran, City Councilor Frank Baker's office would like to go on record in support.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Christopher Rooney, Department of Neighborhood Development. This project's utilizing both D&D land and funding, and D&D is in full support.
Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
I'd like to make a motion to approve, but hold signature until the drawings are stamped.
Is that with design review?
With design review.
Okay. Then there's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you. Same violation, but I got to call each one because they're different purposes. Every single one is different. Violations the same. Yeah, no one's gonna call the purpose. Okay. I'm going to call the next cases. It's a bunch of cases, so what I'm going to do is call the first case, and then it's the same violations across the board, and we'll go each address as we go. So, calling BOA 942-790, 2 Starling. It goes from 2 Starling to 14 Toucan Road. The violations are the same. This basically out of Article 56, Section 11, the dwelling units per acre are excessive. Article 56, Section 11, the lot size is insufficient. So this is for 2 Starling, 3 Starling, 4 Starling, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 17 Starling, and then 2 Toucan, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14 Toucan Road. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Chris Tracy, Senior Director at O'Neill & Associates in Boston. To my right is Anthony Delizia of CAD Builders.
Okay, so please go ahead and
So,
tell us what's being proposed.
thanks again for having us. We're really excited to be here, humbly asking for the board's zoning relief on what is really an exciting project to bring new opportunities of home ownership to West Roxbury and the city of Boston. The gist of the proposal is a 7.75 acre piece of land where we're proposing 29 new homes. 23 of those new homes need zoning relief. We were approved by the BPDA board in last June for large project Article 80. We've since been approved by the Public Improvements Commission to do the road and all associated infrastructure with it. We had sat with ISD at some point. They advised us to come to the board in sort of one fell swoop and get all the approvals at once, and then work through design review with BPDA to complete the homes in the project. So that's what we've done. So that's why we're here. I'll walk you through the project, and I think first what's most important is the location of where we are in this corner of the city that some people might not be familiar with. So this is Washington Street. To my right is going towards Forest Hills in downtown Boston. To my left is going towards the town of Dedham. This is Roxbury Latin Woods. This is the West Roxbury Crushed Stone Quarry right here. This is the Stony Brook Reservation. The site is right about here. And this is existing Willette and Thrush Street. It's important to note that many of these homes did not exist until the last 10 years or so. My client built some of these homes as well. Basically, the project is an extension going towards Washington Street but not connecting, so an extension of Willette Street. 2 new roads, Starling Street going this direction to the west towards Dedham, and it hammerheads at Toucan Road. If you want to flip to the next image, Anthony, that's in your packet. This is probably the best image to describe the site. This is our landscape plan. So again, we are coming from Willette Street in this direction. Willette Street will stop here. Starling is Road A, Toucan is Road B. 29 homes, a subdivision that you'd see more typically in the suburbs than in the city, but we think it's the right job for the right site, and considering some of the tremendous growth we're seeing across the city, we're really excited to deliver this project as 29 new opportunities for home ownership while displacing no one. The community was supportive. They felt like it was a palatable project that looked like the existing neighborhood we're trying to build in. We have the full support of the West Roxbury Neighborhood Council. West Roxbury Civic and Improvement Association is not opposed. The Bellevue Hill Civic has been supportive of us as well. We had a robust project with BPDA and an IAG. We've created a couple small changes, including a pedestrian path where we're talking to these developers here to try to get folks to Washington Street and the bus lines a little bit easier. Also a pedestrian path to the north, which goes towards Roxbury Latin Woods to allow hikers, dog walkers, and pedestrians to traverse through the property into RL, and RL is okay with that too. We'll also be contributing $20,000 worth of traffic improvements to the existing bird streets up here to try to help with some traffic and speeding problems that already exist. We worked that out through the IAG cooperation agreement BPDA process.
So what's the average size of a dwelling unit on Starling? Because those look like bigger units.
The average size of the homes overall is 2,600 square feet. They're all family-sized homes, what we're calling, 4-bedroom. All have garages. One are 1 car, some are 2 car.
So each dwelling unit is about 2,600 square feet?
Correct.
Okay. And then I noticed that there's wetlands in the rear. So you beyond the buffer line then for any construction?
I believe I believe we're within a 100-foot buffer of this one home here, so we'll seek Concom for that. Everything else is completely out.
Okay, and then your violations. You have 2 violations that pretty much carry across all of them.
Yeah.
So what is, so dwelling per acre is excessive, then lot size is insufficient. What's required and what are you proposing? So is required, is it 6,000 square feet in West Roxbury?
Not in the CPS. So this is a CPS district, which
CPS.
and we always said all along, we know we need relief on something. We weren't quite sure what that would shake out to be. And that's how the plans examiners broke it down. And I think the number of units within the acre therefore triggers.
Yeah, I think that this kind of works against the CPS concept, which was supposed to, anyway, okay.
Yeah, we had talked to BPDA staff about that, and they had, they've known about the project for a long time and encouraged to see single-family homes as well.
Looking at the original person who thought about that CPS concept, so many years ago, so.
Okay.
How are the plans, Mr. Owen?
The drawings are adequate. I'm curious, what is the current use of this land now?
It's vacant, and it's a good question. It's pretty low-lying canopy. We're not really getting rid of any robust trees here. It kind of naturally lays out like this. We're keeping these areas natural also to avoid blasting for the neighborhood, so minimal, some site work, but no real blasting here.
So this is all privately owned vacant land?
Correct.
Pretty unusual. There's not that many sites like that in Boston.
Indeed.
The owners of the crushed stone, correct?
CAD Builders, lot from LaRusso.
From the LaRusso?
Yeah.
I live right around the corner, so I know it very well.
Yeah. And CAD had already had these pieces here, and they combined it with that.
Chris, you were talking about that particular project on Washington Street which is Tedesca's old...
This is, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Vaca project.
Yeah. Okay, is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Jack Duggan, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Just like to go on record of support. As Chris mentioned, they went through an extensive community process. Most recently, they went to the West Roxbury Neighborhood Council. They received their full support. They received a letter of non-opposition from the West Roxbury Civic and Improvement Association, as well with other civic leaders in the neighborhood. There were a couple issues brought up, traffic being one of them. They did have a traffic study, and the study found that traffic issues would be minimal, and we just like to go on record of support. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Shannon Murphy from City Councilor Matt O'Malley's office. The council would like to go on record in support of this project as well.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Paul Sullivan, on behalf of City Council Lodge, Michael Flaherty, echoing the sentiments of the mayor's office, council to go on record in support.
Is anybody here to speak in opposition? Just have one last question. Can you just briefly speak to how you're meeting the intent of the Conservation Protection Subdistrict? Is it by providing that the buffer by the wetlands and
I'd say we tried to
those?
pro- we
How
tried
much
to-
how much open space is there that you're preserving?
66,000. We've got 66,000 deed-restricted square feet of open space at the top and the bottom of the site, and we've tried to achieve 6,000 square feet per lot, which is generally the West Roxbury threshold. So that's how we sort of cut up the pie.
Okay. Given that information, may I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve with continued BPDA design review and continue the outreach in the neighborhood.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Calling the last two cases for 10:30, calling BOA 941-393, 25 Garrish Street. There's a companion case, BOA 941-394, 27 Garrish Street. This is for 25, combine 3 lots into 1 lot and subdivide into 2 newly created, one to have 2,189 square feet and lot 2 to have 5,005 square feet. Lot 1 to be known as 25 Garrish, and an existing single-family dwelling to remain, no work to be done. Violations, Article 51, Section 56, off-street parking is insufficient. Article 51, Section 9, the lot area is insufficient. Article 51, Section 9, the lot width is insufficient. Article 51, Section 9, the floor-to-area ratio is excessive. And Article 51, Section 9, the rear yard is insufficient. This is for 27 Garrish. This is to erect a new single-family house on the newly created 5,005 square foot lot, resulting from the proposed combining and subdividing. Violations, Article 51, Section 56, off-street parking is insufficient. Article 51, Section 9, the building height is excessive in stories. Article 51, Section 9, the front yard is insufficient. And Article 51, the rear yard is insufficient. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Nick Zazula, McDermott, Quilty, and Miller, 28 State Street, Suite 802 here in Boston. With me to my immediate left is Dana Varga, who's the property owner and appellant. And to my far left is David DeSola, who is the architect on the project. Provided you just some presentation materials, having the plans in front of them, in them for you. Also some existing conditions regarding parking and the grade change, which helps support our variance requests, as well as about a dozen.
Was this addressed before this board in the past?
It had been before this board over 5 years ago by a different property owner, correct, and that did not go forward. The Vargas have owned these 3 properties now for over about 5 years. And what they're proposing to do is there's 3 parcels. They're proposing to consolidate all 3 into one, reconfigure into 2 parcels. The existing single-family home at 25 Garrish Street will remain, and then they are looking to build themselves a new single-family home on 27 Garrish Street, which would be right next door. It was before this board, but that was, again, over 5 years ago. A lot has changed in the neighborhood. A lot has changed on the board as well in those 5 years. So they own 3 parcels of land, and they've lived there for about 5 years. They have 2 children. They basically have outgrown the house, and they're looking to stay in the neighborhood and build a new single family that will be better suited to their needs as a family right next door. The single family house that's there will remain as an existing condition. And the lot where the new single family home is to be built currently is mostly vacant. It does have a one-car standalone garage that the Vargas do not use, and it actually is accessed by a curb cut on the street. And as part of this proposal, they would demolish that existing garage, close up that curb cut, and allow for an additional, one additional on-street parking space, which would go back to the neighborhood. I do want to point out, as we've provided in the materials, there is a significant grade variation on this property of about 12 to 15 feet from Garrish Street all the way down to the back of their lot. And what that does is it causes difficulties in siting the building within the front setback, and it also causes significant difficulties both economically and technologically with providing off-street parking, which is why we are not proposing any off-street parking for this new single-family home. The existing single-family home does not have parking either.
So lot 1 is going to be the existing single family, right?
Correct.
And so this subdivision is creating a number of insufficiencies for that lot.
For the existing family home, that is correct, Madam Chair, yes.
So can you please go through what those violations are, what's required?
Absolutely.
And what's going to be the net result?
Sure.
of
For
this
what,
proposal?
would you like me to do the new home first?
No, I'd like you to do the existing home
Sure.
because then it puts an existing property into high level of violations.
Yes, ma'am. Well, there are 5 violations. The first violation is for lot area insufficient. The lot requirement's 5,000 square feet. And it is a single-family zone at 1F 5,000, so that's why we're proposing a single family. We are proposing on this lot, due to the subdivision reconfiguration, it'd be 2,189 square feet, so it would be the smaller lot. Again, this property would remain in ownership of the same family.
No, I understand, but you know, these properties and this subdivision essentially goes into perpetuity, and that's
It
what
would.
we need to also pay attention to.
Understood. Lot width insufficient, 50 feet's required, 33 feet is what's the condition at the rear of the lot. It actually complies at the front. So the way the lot is narrows at the back, we would require it for the lot width at the rear, but the front at the streetscape is compliant with the 50 feet. Yes, ma'am. Floor area ratio excessive, 0.5 is required, and 0.83 is what's proposed. Again, nothing's changing to the existing building. The reason why we're in deficiency is because of the lot reconfiguration. Article 51, Section 9, rear yard insufficient, 40 feet's required, 18 feet is proposed. It was, this property's always been deficient with the rear yard. Even before the subdivision, it was deficient for the rear yard. Finally, off-street parking insufficient. 1.75 spaces is required for a single-family home. 0 is proposed. This has been a long existing condition that I don't think you've ever used that garage. That garage that's standing on the property has never been utilized, so they've, in effect, never had an off-street parking space since they've used the property. It's been, it's unsafe for parking a vehicle, so they would demolish it as part of the project. So I would suggest that out of the 5 variances we require for the existing home, that 2 to 3 of the 5 are already existing no matter what we did, however we reconfigured the lots. Floor area ratio and the lot size are directly correlated to the reconfiguration. But 3 out of those 5 variances would be there no matter what we did.
So can you go to 27 Garrish?
Of course, yep. So the zoning relief for 27 Garrish Street, again, it's a 1F 5,000 zone. We're proposing a single-family home, so there's no use variance required here. I will note that we are under the FAR for this new project because of the way the lot was reconfigured, and that was on purpose to have the new dwelling meet the lot area, but also to meet FAR. We're also under the 35-foot building height. So we are under the building height requirement and the FAR requirement for feet for the building height. In terms of what we need relief for 4 areas. First is building height for stories. 2.5 stories is required and 3 is proposed. That's just because the 3rd story is larger than half the size of the lower 2 stories. So we would require zoning for that for a half story. Front yard insufficient, 20 feet is required and 4 feet is proposed. That's, again, directly correlated to the the grade variation. We just can't put the building down a hill that has a 12 to 15-foot grade change. And you can see from the plans in tab 1 that the building actually is kind of buried into the hill, and it actually minimizes the impact on the neighborhood. And I would also note that this is pulled back further than the existing unusable garage that was there, that was right on the lot line. So we're actually technically improving an existing condition in the neighborhood. Third one would be rear yard insufficient. 40 feet is required, and we're proposing 16 and a half feet. And finally, again, just like the existing home, off-street parking insufficient. 1.75 parking spaces is required for a single-family home. We are proposing 0. But in terms of a mitigating factor on that note, again, we're demolishing a unusable garage and closing a curb cut that nobody parks in front of, and you can see from the photos that we provided at tab 2, there's plenty of parking on the street. We gave you 3 or 4 different times right after work on a weekend. There are multiple spaces, and we'd actually be adding a legal on-street parking space by closing that curb cut. And again, the main reason why we can't provide parking is the grade change. It's 12 to 15 feet. To do so it just would be a lot of money, and it would be a lot of work to do it. So that's the rationale behind that.
How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
Drawings are adequate.
Any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go on record in support of this project. I conducted a butters meeting April 16th. They went on to the Brighton-Alston Improvement Association early May, received full support. We've also received a number of letters of support from residents, both on Garish and the surrounding streets. This is an exciting opportunity to retain a young family for the Brighton area, so we'd like to go on full record support.
Morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Daniel Polanco on behalf of Councilor Mark Siomo. Also like to go on record in support.
Okay, is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve PPDA design review.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Going to go back to an earlier case, calling BOA 913-796, 86 to 88 Howland Street. This is a proposed sunroom, an installation of 6 windows and 1 skylight. A violation of Article 9, Section 1. The building is a 4-unit building in a 3F 7,000 subdistrict and already is excessive FAR. Article 50, Section 29.
Are you the applicant for Howland Street? Please have a seat at the table.
Article 50, Section 29, the floor area ratio is excessive. Name and address for the record, please.
Peter Handy.
Your name and address, please.
Peter Handy, 7 Handy Street.
Okay, so tell us what you're proposing to do.
There's an existing sunroom, and we want to try to just enlarge the sunroom.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. Can you please speak up?
There is an existing sunroom, and we're just trying to enlarge the sunroom.
Okay, and so this is for, it looks like it's a 3-family. So is this for the first unit?
No, it's actually going to be used by the whole building.
Oh, so it's a sunroom for the entire building on the first floor?
It's actually on the 2nd floor.
It's on the 2nd floor, okay?
Meets out the back hallway.
Okay.
There's existing structure there already. We're just making it a little bit larger.
So it's essentially a deck that you want to enclose?
Correct.
Over an existing first floor extension?
Correct.
Okay. How are the plans, Mr. O?
Pardon me?
The drawings are okay. You have a full set of drawings here, and you have the existing conditions for all the floors, and then you don't have the proposed conditions for all, but I'm just assuming that's because there's no change.
No change.
Yeah, the drawings are adequate.
How large, so those, unit 1B is 984 square feet, okay? Okay, any questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Jessica Thomas with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, and we'd like to go on record to support the project. We had an abutters meeting, and the residents were in support of it.
Is anybody here to speak in opposition. Is this a 3-unit or a 4-unit building? Because I see unit
It's a-
1A, 1B.
It's a 4-unit building.
It's 4 units.
Yes.
Okay, and they were all legally,
Yes,
they've all been legalized.
yes, when I purchased it, that's the way it
Okay.
was.
And when did you purchase it?
Almost a year now.
Okay. May I have a motion, please?
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you.
So we're going to take a 10-minute break. We will reconvene at noon time and take up the 11:30 rediscussions.